But it was like, oh, I think she's been co-opted and compromised. And I'm like, and so speaking about my interview with Samantha Starkey. So she is an everyday normal person that lives in Louisiana with a husband, and they homestead. And she makes worm castings, and they're very skilled, and they know what they're doing. And she wants to educate people. She wants to encourage people. She wants to help people. She is just an everyday average person, right? And so she wanted to know what was going on with this whole Maui thing. So she raises the money, goes there, and interviews people for 10 days, right? So she actually went. She didn't just spend time on 4chan
on her keyboard rage.
And she didn't she wasn't on some Q-tard, nonsense, message board or whatever, and she went and she talked to real people.
She wasn't on our live stream spreading false information or whatever that they heard in the echo chamber either. She went out there and did it. And great. It's awesome.
Matt turned the comments off because he got tired of reading the retarded stuff.
It's just
but it was like, oh, I think she's been co-opted and compromised. And I'm like, dude, we have been, that's been said of us so many times.
Come on.
We're just a family. We try to grow our own food. We try to share. We try to encourage people. We try to share our opinions. We try to share our products. And if you're local, we try to share a grass-fed, grass-finished beef with you all. That's all we're doing, right? And these are all just different attempts to communicate. At no time, fortunately and unfortunately, I haven't been offered enormous gobs of money to say or not say anything, which is a good thing and a good thing. But it's very hilarious and humorous when these people get so conspiratarded that they're like, oh, you're not saying the government narrative, the right narrative, the left narrative, and you're not going full conspiratard. So you're not conspiratorial enough. So you must have been co-opted, and you're obviously COINTELPRO. And, it's just as complex. And look, I've talked about signature reduction.
Absolutely.
I've talked about all the,
50. Who were the people calling the FBI?
Well, right. And, and
those are the questions.
And how do we even know? We don't even know these air quotes people that are even making these comments on social media. We have no idea what their occupation is or what, there's a very good chance. And we don't even know how many of these people are actual people and not just bots. So, I take all of that into consideration.
Big time grain of salt.
And I do know that there is mass formation psychosis. And I do know that in the last 3 years, people have been mentally abused. And those that were uninformed or misinformed put a dirty diaper on their face and breathed a lot of bacteria through it and could very well have brain stem meningitis or whatever. People have
and still haven't taken them off.
They muzzled themselves and they could have
permanently.
They could have literally made themselves retarded. And we have compassion on those people too.
Absolutely.
And I have compassion on people that see all this conflicting information and they're like, oh no, what should I do? And, I had a very sweet, kind subscriber today. Are you turning your phone off? And I was just like, no, because, and here's why. And I was like, now, if you do,
nothing wrong with that.
There might be some wisdom in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm just not buying into the propaganda and the paranoia. This is the beauty of living in a rural environment, right? And being away from the megatropolis and the Babylonian high density populations, because when you're in those environments, you really don't have anything other or better to do than just surf the internet and go down every rabbit hole and go full conspiratard and all that stuff. Now, and research is great, and reading lots of books are great. and looking into things are great, and using logic, ration, and reason, the trivium, you know, and the quadrivium, and going through a logical process is all excellent. But if you're out there doing stuff, real stuff, creating real things with your two hands, meeting and talking to real people, this is the beauty of what Samantha Starkey did. She flew thousands of miles. She talked to real people and she documented it. And she's going to continue to share it. So to try to be like, I don't know about this chick. I think she's co-opted. I think she's a Fed. You know, and it's just like, well, no, I don't. No. She has all of her information out there. They're going to be speaking at this Homestead conference. Like they're on blast. Like, and so it's just, it's not as conspiratorial as a lot of people think. And the reason they want to twist this conspiratorial cone so heavily is to honestly make us all look stupid. And that's why I refuse to participate in a lot of this stuff. And we'll cover real information. And there is a conspiracy, and there is stuff like the World Economic Forum and ESG and DEI
100%,
and all the, you know, they want to Baphomet our kids out and all these different things. Okay. These are all absolutely real. And there is Club of Rome. There is a Trilateral Commission. You know, there's you know, all of these people doing all of these things. And if someone just isn't as woke as you are or up to speed, like, I bet you had lunch with Oprah and all these just dumb, like trolling, like and just, you know, ad hominem, just dumb stuff, man. We don't feed trolls, and like I have very little toleration for that, because like and some people are just learning about what's really happening, and some people are finally breaking free of the uniparty, the left, right, the red team, blue team, Pepsi Coke dialectic. But you know, give people some grace and some mercy.
Absolutely.
Right? And don't, you know, the whole purpose of all of this is to create division. You know what I mean? They want, in a postmodern, post-truth world, right? That was Bilderborg's, the old Bilderborg 2018. Their goal for 2018 was, you know, operating in a post-truth world. And how does that work, right? How does that work? Well, how do you create post-truth? How do you finish off postmodernism? Everything's a lie, right? Everything's a lie.